Bam. All right, I think this looks sound. 1 2 1 2 sound check. 1 2 1 2. Test the mic. Let me see. All right, I think this looks sound. 1 2 1 2 sound check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check the mic. Test the mic. Yeah, I think the sound looks great here. All right, I think this looks sound. All right, my sound is good. Let me put this right here, and now we start the show. Yeah, start the show here in a second. Now we do it. 1 2. Check the mic. Check the mic. 1 2. Turn the mic should be good here. Yeah, the first person winning a prize. Yeah, you got a prize here. All right, guys. We'll get some little entertainment while we build our audience, and we'll be right back here with you to start with the program officially. So please share as you join the show. Yeah. Let me check the sound here quickly. And we'll be right back here with you to start with the program officially. So please share as you join the show. All right, perfect. I think I carried this resolution up a little bit. Yes, okay, let's do that. And what's my music here? Where is my music? We're going to grind it today. Again, we're going to grind it all day.
She was no man now, but then I am growing you. And you yell out this, I will not, but no man now, but then I am growing you. May I know what you do? I will be about some body of my son. Superstar, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what that means though, but it's a good song. I like it. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Doc Sayapota Esoteric. It's a windy day today in Pennsylvania, from the city of Prosper Park. That's where we are broadcasting here to you. Please share with your friends here. We have a beautiful show coming your way, and you don't want to watch the show alone. And so we are asking you to just share the link, and we will get the show. I'm doing some sharing here. Sorry, guys, that's why I'm not looking at you. But let's see here. Let me do some sharing, and you may also do the same. Let's see a second. All right, let's get a quick commercial again. I'll be right back.
Aha! United States of Okaba money I knew people. Mama Cassie Raboja. Mama Etokwe. Vice President. I'm a boy. I'm superstar more about Bewa. I am about why I will back it. Sina San Depa. I'm a prima so I'm playing you. Simo. Yes, Raboje, Mondo. Yes, I won't blow your back, Bati. You know, Mammy of your Wednesday. Yes, if you're Wednesday, Mammy of your Wednesday, my Joseph, people, Yelene. I can't tell us where they do ya. Edo my blessed walk at Luamu. See my young woman when you day again. My name no me, my name is Mokweno. Manda Vita Geleo. Better one day, Manaja went away. And I'm going and yet then we on this side. You quickly party over. Mama Ivan ya. We better Timonsu, no near Quanded of you. Aye, that's a young guy, the Mamu. Maya, very Ruboga. I'll very Rubomania that you want to Ruboga. Go your good way, go your good way. You don't know. Mother, you love them away out. You know, you don't know. You're not about the way. My you're not even the way. My way is a super blind way. So I did not know what you want. I can't look at you. They are not a mama in your way. You know, my is a white mouth. Mother Bonija. My body, I won't play. You get my dear, my family, I'm more way up. I don't mind where can you make the body down. Body, no. You were at my way out. No, I can't make it. My dear, my family, I want to run you. Body, Mother Tina, wake up. Tina won't play you, Tina won't play you, but you know, won't play you. You're not keeping on their way.
Yes. Yeah, I wish I could sing all of that song and tell you what it means. You know, I could interpret it for you. But great. Welcome back to the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Dark Side for the Esoteric. We are coming to you live from Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, these United States of America. Let me see here. All right, those following the show right now, we want to say thank you for joining us. I think we share the show enough, and so others will join us shortly. If you are following, please share the link for us. Afra Zarzar, how are you? Welcome aboard. She is okay. She's sleeping. What is that? I wish I know what he was referring to. All right. So, hey, Angeline, how are you? Welcome aboard to the Voice of Sinoe. Getty. Okay, welcome aboard. All right, everybody else following the show, we want to say welcome. Let's get the show on the way here. Let me see what I got for you for discussion tonight. I hope you're having a beautiful evening. I'm doing the same out here. Let's see quickly. Let me get something out here. Where is I want to get that comment up there. Okay, it's out. So what do we have for you tonight? Well, let's see. I just want to look at my agenda. Yes, quickly. I'm going back and forth to figure it out for you. All right. So we usually ask the first question on this platform, and the question is, what's in the factual room of Voice of Sinoe? All right. We have some
greasy stuff in the factual room voice assignment tonight, and we want you to participate, hopefully, if you can, to be a part of the greasy show. So we can, if you see, when we are many, when we participate, in other words, we can burn the calories. We got calories, the fat, the greasy. So as I got greasy stuff, so we get rid of the grease, we'll do the friction and stuff like that. All right. So anyway, what is in the factual room tonight? Let me see an outline of what is in the factual room. So we're going to ask the first question that we're going to be tackling on the show tonight is, what does President Weah's upcoming visit to Sinoe, what does it mean? That's the first thing we're going to be probing, the first question. What does President George Weah's visit or upcoming visit to Sinoe, what does it mean? When the president or president of the nation goes to your county, what does it mean? Does it come with any benefits? We're going to go into that. Next on the platform, ladies and gentlemen, we also going to be talking about VOSD, which is Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. Voice of Sinoe condemns in the strongest terms Miss Lisa Farley's recent verbal onslaught upon Elder John Gblah. Yeah, we got the audio, but the language is not pleasant for Voice of Sinoe, so we are not going to play the video on the audio for you. But that is it was a vicious attack on the elder, and we can be the voice of the people and let that just slide without saying something about it. All right, and we'll have a breaking news here for you. I will skip that so it can be a news. When I disclose it now, you wouldn't share. So we got a breaking news here, and I will share that with you in a little bit. And then we're also going to be talking about I expected Miss Priscilla K. Tapado to have mimicked the fine example of Honorable Pantoe. Okay, Honorable Pantoe did something noble, and I just thought Madame Tapado would have mimicked or imitate basically what the honorable man did, but unfortunately, we all think different ways. The next thing I will be talking about on the platform, it will be a brainstorming session. That's what I say, your participation is highly encouraged. This one I would say let's brainstorm and how can we resolve the racial tension within our cherished union. Okay, so the union, it's the United Cyprus Association in Americas. The racial tension in the union. So we're going to be brainstorming. We're going to be bringing, because it's one thing to bring the information out to the people. It's another thing to devise a solution to the problem. And so we're going to be we're going to be brainstorming tonight to see how we can bridge the gap between the board of directors and the National Executive Committee. All right, so those are the talking points. Like I said, the breaking news, going to conceal that for now. So let's go to the first one here. His Excellency, Doctor, 2 doctorate degree the president of our country has. I think so. Soon, if you've been following the activities in the country, hey, my co-host is here. All right, guys. That's a co-host here. She has to come and do a little to greet you guys. Also, I I was talking, the president of Liberia has been touring the nation, and I don't know for sure what are the visits of the president to other counties yielded and then positive results. But right now, the people of Sinoe County, they are gearing up to meet the president of the nation. And so we want to dive into that a little bit. We have been seeing posters from Sinoe County. The people, they are in enthusiastic move and happy spirit to receive their president, Dr. George Weah. And so we are asking, what does it mean for a president to visit your county? Yeah, in this case, Sinoe County. So what does it mean for the president to leave the capital city and go to the tail regional county in the nation? Well, you see, the country giant has visited other counties, and he has done groundbreaking ceremonies and stuff like that. And I don't know for sure what is in the pipeline for Sinoe County. Maybe something is there. I don't know as of yet. But here's what I think, though. You know, our presidents before Dr. Weah, they did similar thing. They left the capital city, they visited, they toured the nation, the very political subdivisions of the country. Maybe from 1847, maybe by then Joseph Jenkins Roberts never had a vehicle, and so the people used to carry it around. I don't know how many counties was it by then in the country, but if you fast forward to maybe the 70s, the 80s, and what have you, we have had presidents up to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and now we have George Weah. I mean, Ellen visited the various counties before when she was in power, and these people, the citizens of the country, they had this grand celebration. They put their lapas down, they did their traditional rituals and what have you. The same thing to President George Weah has been visiting other counties in the country. The people have performed different rites and different rituals and different ceremonies in keeping with the various cultures of the various tribes in the country. But if we first reflect on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's visitation to the various counties, what did we achieve? What was done after the people should have celebrated the visit of their president? At least in Sinoe County, I don't see anything going on there after, or went on there after Ellen left Sinoe County. Now, is Ellen and George Weah, they are not the same people. They are different people. And so maybe when George Weah goes there, and he will make a difference. But I don't see why the various leaders of the country, they will make this grand tour around the country. I mean, with long convoy. I mean, you have to understand, sustaining presidential convoy is very expensive. So when I see the president going around the country and these people celebrating and having all these different celebrations, I mean, I wonder what would have happened, or let's just say if the president sat in Monrovia, he wouldn't know what is going on in Sinoe County. He doesn't know, for example, that the people of Sinoe County, they do not have electrical power. He doesn't know that the people don't have running, clean, potable drinking water. The president doesn't know that the people don't have roads. The president doesn't know that the people don't have hospitals, medical facilities. The president doesn't know that the people don't have schools. The president doesn't know that the children or the students don't have good libraries and computer labs and stuff like that. And so, do you have to spend all this money to go and visit the various counties in order to know the plight of the people? I don't think you have to do that. I don't think you have to do that. So the president is making tours. And so, I mean, it's a lot of resources to maintain a presidential convoy. And so I was thinking maybe some of the money that the president is using to go around the country, that money should have gone into some project. It could do something for the unprivileged people in the country. But imagine going visiting the 15 counties in the country. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of resources, gas and food and everything else, security. I mean, just think about it. It's a huge budget. We don't know exactly how much it costs, but it's not a small thing. I mean, I've seen the presidential convoy before. Stop. Yeah, so the visitation of the president in the country, around the country, sorry guys, the little ones are here, so I have to talk to them. That's why I'm going back and forth with the mute. And so the main thing is, I don't see the economic benefits of the president touring the country and using all these resources, whereas the money can be allocated. All you have to do, because you have to understand, the president has his lieutenants in the various counties in the country. The superintendent represents the president in each county. So those people are the eyes of the president. So say, for example, Sinoe County, if President Weah wants to know what is going on, what the people don't have, Lee Nabuchi can give him a laundry list of things that are going on in Sinoe County. But going there and the people dancing and the singing, and after that, no electricity in the country or in the county. The schools are unserved. I mean, everything. There is no reliable hospital or good, decent. The president doesn't have to go in those places to know what is going on in the various counties. I think that's a waste of resources, especially when we say that the country has or the government has resource constraint, and then you are using all these massive resources to tour the various counties. I think those resources could have been put into something else. But let's see, maybe the going there of the president will be a magic wand to transform Sinoe County, to turn Greenville into New York. Who knows? And the thing about our people, African people as a whole, I think it's an African thing. The people were literally maybe abandoned practically everything. But then when the president is coming somewhere, the people will be patching the potholes, they will be painting stuff and all of that. What do you have to impress the president of the country? No, the president is the governor of all your resources in the country. So you don't have to impress him to be painting store, especially when you are struggling. And so let the president come and meet you in your abject poverty. Let the president see what is going on in the various counties. Maybe you understand the magnitude of the poverty that you are grappling with. But when you pin everything, you make everything beautiful, the president says, but nothing going on, the people are enjoying. You see? And I don't think it bothers me, because this is a tradition. This is something that has been happening over and over and again. And the people condition still the same, but the same culture continues, the same tradition continues. And so it bothers me. You see, the rules are horrible. So let the president continue to put the money in the road project and build the roads, instead of using all that money after the people saying, and then everybody go their way and then go to reality as usual. So I'm looking up to the visit. The people of my district, electoral district number 3, Sinoe County, I saw the banner for the representative of electoral district number 2, Sinoe County, the political Gandhi of Sinoe County, Honorable Zaza. The people welcoming the president to Sinoe, which is a good thing. But my thing, I want to see the dividend for all the celebration, all the printing of banners and all those. But now, in the case of Honorable Zaza, I understand why he's doing that. I understand, absolutely. And the reason I understand the case of Honorable Zaza is because when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was in power, prior to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, there was this issue of the Sinking Statutory District. And that statutory district was passed into law, but for whatever reason, the officials were not appointed or to go through the confirmation process. So after the work was done, the district, it wasn't operationalized. And so Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time, Mr. Zaza tried to see whether their district would be operationalized. But unfortunately, we have our senator in the county, Senator Milton Tiaje, and others. They were in political bear at the time. They gained against a district in Sinoe County, which has the ability, the propensity to create jobs for the people of Sinoe County. And so, under the administration, the 12 years of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, that district, had it been operationalized, it would have reduced the unemployment rate in Sinoe County. But our own people, we are our own enemies, and so we blocked the officials of those districts, of that district actually. But on the presidency of Dr. George Weah, Honorable Zaza again brought up the Wakaba and the Sinking statutory districts. And so the president went to work and forwarded the names, nominated those guys. And they went through the confirmation process. And because of that wonderful job Dr. Weah did, the people of Sinking and Wakaba statutory districts in Sinoe County, at least the unemployment rate is not zero, but at least some people have some sort of opportunity to put food on the table for themselves and their children, to send their children to school when they have headache. They will be able to afford Tylenol or over-the-counter medication. And so this is a significant milestone in Sinoe County. This is something that Dr. Weah did for the people of Sinoe County, for the people of electoral district number 3. And so this is why the political Gandhi of Sinoe County, Honorable Zaza, the guys, they made that banner, and the advanced team, so to speak, the guys are now in the county to meet the president of the nation. I don't know when exactly he will be in Sinoe County, but sooner rather than later, Dr. Weah will be in Sinoe County, and I am looking up to what will happen. Now, the people of Sinoe County, this is a good opportunity. And since the African people and the Liberian people, the way we see our leaders as gods, you know. And so this is time for the people that have any pending issues or they have any pent-up resentment against each other. And this is time to put it before the supreme leader, so to speak, of the country, and so that he will be able to solve it. I've been seeing lately, there's a campaign on Facebook from some Sinoeans, especially the young people, and you cannot overlook the young people in any nation. Every revolution starts from the young people. And so in Sinoe County, some of us, we have been doing our best to speak on the tribal dichotomy in the county, and especially the politicians, specifically one guy in the county who uses the tribal division of the people to further divide them. And so because of this long-standing political dichotomy or tribal dichotomy, this senator created, this Milton Tiaje, consistently you see the rift, and as a result, let's just say, for example, the young pool manager of Sinoe County, our Senator Milton Tiaje would tell his supporters on tape and say, you are sitting there and this Sapo guy is enjoying in the county. He's occupying the port. You are in the majority. And this minority guy, he is the port manager of Sinoe County. And so the senator is consistently flaming or putting gas on a flame, or if you like, conflagration in the county, attacking practically anybody who is not from his region. He sees that person as an enemy. And so because the two beautiful, wonderful tribes that have been in existence for a long time, the children, you see that if you go on Sinoe Forum, you see the fight going on. You see the tribal conflict going on. And so now others, young people of Sinoe County, now they are pushing. They have started, maybe they will submit a petition to the president. Who knows? That's a possibility. And the young people, because I've been seeing the guys lately and saying, in the words of the great political thinker of Liberia, Dr. Boema Famula, they say the African people are their own liberators. And so the people of the Sapo land. This is your opportunity to confront the president, because the young people, they have started a campaign in Sinoe County to see what they can have a Sapo County in the country. Is that a bad idea? No, it's not. After all, the people are not seeking, they are not trying to succeed from Liberia. They are not trying to create their own country. No. If you create a political subdivision in the country, it's still, it creates competitions, you know. So the people of the Sapo County, if that comes to fruition, which the guys are now planning to submit a petition before the president sends he come into the county, so that they can do that. But if you miss this opportunity, because the president will be before you, and now instead of campaigning on Facebook, you can just make the petition now before the president, so he can look into it. That's something you have to think about. If you think Senator Tiaje is suppressing you, because Sinoe County is for all of us, but the guy has been pushing the majority rhetoric, the crew, and this one is not crew, this one is not this, and because you have to understand, tribal conflict is not something easy to play with. That's a serious thing. If you take the case of Rwanda, for example, the Hutu and the Tutsi, it was the tribal conflict that in less than 100 days, thousands of people were killed. It was because of tribalism, which I think the leader of the country now made a law against. You know, tribalism, preaching tribalism is a crime right now in Rwanda. If you look at our constitution, it's right in there. The president can issue an executive order for tribalism to be nipped in the bud. but those things are going on in the country. And so the people of the Sapo land, this is the opportunity to talk to your president, to put your petition before the people. When the Sincon statutory district, for example, when it was passed into law, you saw what your senator did, Senator Milton Tiaje. He campaigned against the Sincon statutory district for years. And then after the people were confirmed, the man said it was a Boca district in the county. It's a Sincon statutory district, was a Boca district. And so he ran campaign against his own people in the county. And so the people literally have to go to the Capitol building to submit a petition to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And so, since you have gotten the statutory district, George Weah has helped. If you want your county, this is the opportunity to make that proposal before the president. Because Senator Tiaje told you he's the owner of Sinoe County, so he's going to do everything to suppress certain people in the county. He's going to do that. And so this is time, again, having your own county does not mean you are creating your own country. No, it's still, that county will still be in Liberia. And so when you get your acts together, maybe Sinoe County, which is the third original county in the country, maybe if you get your acts together, you can develop the county, and maybe that will make the other counties jealous and say, "Oh, this new county that just got created on George Weah, the people are doing magnificent work in that county." Maybe the commotion in the United Sapo Association, the guys will get serious. They will get serious. But other people are saying, if we are fighting ourselves in the U.S. and the people back home, they are looking up to us, what will happen if we have our own county? And we have these sectional listing going on right now, we can put ourselves together. But you see, this is not unique to Sinoe County alone or to the Sapo people. The sectional listing and those things, they are all over in the various counties or the various tribes in the country. And so it is not unique to the Sapo people. So that should not deter you. Anybody who makes that argument and say, "Oh, the Sapo people, they got this sectional listing is everywhere amongst the various tribes in the country." So that should not deter you if you want to push to the president to have your own county. That should not be a problem. That should not deter you. Yes. He has much dark side put there. Is here. We're going to make sure that we do the right thing. Because I'm not going to be here after campaigning and advocating to get your own county and you start the tribal fights and the sectional fights. I will get on you. I will make sure that that person is dealt with sufficiently. But that's something that you have been wanting. And the president now will be before you. You'll be in the city. You'll pass through the various towns. This is an excellent opportunity to make the petition, to present your petition before him. Don't stop the gallivantation on just Facebook. Write the document. I understand you are working on that document already, and just make the presentation. So maybe that will be a good thing for the president visit. Now, let's get to something else. So Sinoe County, the president is going to Sinoe, and the question we're asking, what does President Weah's visit or upcoming visit to Sinoe mean? What does it mean? So it could mean that new projects will be undertaken in the county. It could mean that the Sapo people will present their petition before the president for their own county, which I don't see as a bad idea at all. And that's something I will support any day, because when Senator Tiaje is preaching tribalism in the county, we don't see all the people speaking with one voice and say, "No, this is wrong." People, they support him. And so when the Sapo people leave Sinoe County, which the guys now they are calling the Sapo Exodus on Sinoe Forum and other fora on Facebook, the Sapo Exodus is coming. That is not an exodus to leave the entire country. It's an exodus to have our own geographical region where we'll have our own lawmakers. We'll have our own superintendents and district superintendent and what are you? Where when the budget is okay, we'll have a budgetary allocation because the lawmakers from that county will be making a proposal. They will advocate for the people so that they can have their share of the economic power of the country. And so this is a splendid idea that we can all support. In as much as the man we elected in the county to seek our interests, and he is only seeking his own interest, he's preaching tribalism, it is time for us to stand up. Now people say, the guy here, he's full of trouble. No, this is not trouble. I'm not advocating for war. No. This is my right as a citizen. If I feel oppressed, I should be able to take certain, bring my issue before the president, the leader of my nation. And so hopefully the people will do the right thing and make the presentation before the president. Now, let's get to something else here that we have today on the agenda. And people don't want to say the thing, they're afraid. What the guy talking about? I'm not preaching tribalism, but when certain people in the country are suppressed, look at the history of Sinoe County and see how many Sapos have served as lawmakers in the county, for example. How many? You can't even count your 10 fingers because certain elements will be preaching tribalism, and somebody will make the argument and say, and when you leave Sinoe County, that will show that you are politically weak. And somebody will use, for example, the victory of the late Mobutu Yimba. Oh, when Mobutu can win election in Sinoe County, why you think anybody else? No, but you see, during the time of Mobutu, the guys were issue-oriented. And besides, they were cognizant of the fact that the country had just graduated from war. And so pushing a tribal line, it will not be good for the people. And so the guys, they campaign on the issues. But when the Ayatollah of tribalism or negative tribalism, Senator Milton Tiaji got on board, the issue of tribalism got out of proportion in the county. And now young people are on Sinoe Forum and writing, oh, this other one that Sapo, the other one that Crew. Okay. So now the guys are advocating for the exodus, the departure of the Sapo from Sinoe County. So they can have, I don't know how they will call it, the Sapo Nation, County, whatever. That's something that will be dealt with later. Okay. So that's what it means. I think that's what it means. The visit of President Weah to Sinoe County, the people will be, from what I'm hearing, the information that coming into the speculation room, they will be presenting a petition to the president for the Sapos to have their own county in the country. So that's an Teji can have his Sinoe County. Because he said he is the owner of Sinoe. And so he does everything to attack anybody who is not from Tajiwon. He attacks you 24/7. And so maybe when the Sapo leaves, he can fight the other people to have a Tajiwon County as well. Who knows? That's something he might want to do. Let's get to something else on the talking point for tonight. The next thing we want to talk about tonight is what I call Voice of Sinoe condemns in the strongest terms Miss Lisa Farley's recent verbal onslaught upon Elder John Gblah. We all are raised differently, different ways. We have different mores and different values and different ideologies on life. But you see, at least those of us that grew up in the village, and that I think it includes Lisa Farley. I don't think somebody who was born in the Ducal Palace in Liberia. No. This lady, when she first came, I started to observe her when she got involved in the activities of the United Sapo Association as the feminist in chief of the Sapo Association in Americas. and one of the guys who robustly support females involvement in our activities in everywhere of the country. I was elated to have seen her. She was really involved in the activities, and also because of that, I made the chance, created the opportunity to talk to her. We had a call her personally, and so I like the fact that you are on board and let us do XYZ to see how we can push our organization goals, because the goals of the organization are to help the people in Liberia. And so we have this cordial and beautiful conversation. But along the way, the woman, she has evolved into something else. She has evolved into something else. And there are a lot of stages she has gone through, from insulting peers to women, men, but now to the point where you have gotten to the elder, the leader of the elders in the community, or should I say one of the leaders of the elders. I think John Gblah is the head of the elders here in the Sapo community. So for the lady yesterday, the onslaught on this man, that was repulsive. It was unacceptable. No matter what the elder says to you, that should not have generated such, unacceptable onslaught and invectives that you showered this man with yesterday. And if the chronology of this started, maybe Mr. Gblah is now. Let me play the video quick, just for something I want to make a point here.
And see me advocating for my national president, for my Kabade president. I hail from Sinoe County. I'm a Kabade woman. And see me advocating for my national president, for my Kabade president. I hail from Sinoe County. I'm a Kabade woman.
So maybe we can assume that Elder Gblah is not from Kabade, and that's why he was victimized yesterday by Lisa Farley. And no, I don't support insults in any form. But to the point, I don't know. It just yesterday I listened to that. I wish I could play it, but I can't play it on this platform. The language is horrible. The way the woman talked to the elder yesterday, I was like, how would she feel? How would she feel when somebody gets on the internet and addresses her follower in such manner? How would Lisa Farley? How would she feel? How would she feel when somebody insults her parent like that? This is an older man. I'm not a believer in Jesus, but my mother here, so I gotta watch out. And so, for heaven's sake, the Christian would say, you cannot address the man in this faction. And so, as the voice of the people of Sinoe County, we want to take the opportunity to say, issue an apology to Elder John Gblah, who was victimized yesterday by this lady. The onslaught, the old man does not deserve that. Reverend Gblah is a very quiet old man. He runs his church, the Agape International Church in Philadelphia, right on Woodlands. A very decent, friendly old man. He doesn't, but you see him always smiling. So for this woman yesterday to come on the internet and say the woman called her and insulted, come on, who's going to believe that? Maybe assuming that the elder, if he says something unfriendly to you, does that mean you should come on the global platform to just insult the man like that? What? I don't know. This America has just corrupted certain people's mind. They just do anything they want to. No more respect for our elders. No more respect. Because now they are in America, they can have, little jobs somewhere and just because of that, they just do anything and insult anybody at any time. Come on. Guess what? You will not remain young forever. What you are doing right now something they call karma. Life, it can go full circle. At a certain point, somebody would do it to you. How would you feel? I mean, this man can burn you several times. So this lady yesterday got on the internet and was just insulting this man. I mean, the video somebody sent to me like 17 minutes. Imagine, maybe it's not the full length, but for 17 minutes yesterday, Lisa Farley was insulting this highly venerated and highly respected, elder in the community. And I was so ashamed of her, because the Sapo ladies, from our upbringing from the village, they are very nice people. They don't just, you don't see your woman cousin easily. When I was coming out in the village, our mothers, when they have issue even with their husband and stuff like that, when we are sleeping, that's when they have that conversation. So we can hear what they would say. And that's how trained and well cultured these people are. But Lisa, I'm quite sure, sometimes the private parents will give you the wonderful education, and sometimes you go as you do your own thing. Her parents are very decent people. I don't think, I don't know whether they are alive or not, but when they are alive, I think they have called Elder Gblah to apologize to him. And when they are not alive, she told her father when he was alive, so that means no more. Her father, who had beaten her butt yesterday, if he were alive, he would have said, no, he can't do this. I'm quite sure Mr. Farley would have done that. He would not have allowed Lisa Farley to have insulted this man as she did yesterday. He would have frowned on her and punished her severely. What is it that you caught? Oh man, this was embarrassing yesterday. Yeah, these elders, you insulted this man who people respect. All right, so this too is life. And so we want to once again apologize to Elder John Gblah. Jesus said they don't know what they are doing. Lisa Farley doesn't know what she is doing. So, Elder, I want to appeal to you to forgive her. She doesn't know what she is doing. She doesn't know. At certain point, she will get to know, but then it will be already late. Hopefully, she will sit by herself and reflect. Maybe she will call you to apologize. But I'm not too sure she will do it. And so, on behalf of Lisa Farley, Reverend Gblah, I want to say sorry. In the original language, in my original language, I say, Trawo nyoklaba, mbakenyo, jube o, osi de onu ajubo, ablinyo nale, manjet antine metbaun, ne clean ne poire de bolodio de coin de ma poel. Lisa is your own daughter. About ten etwa when boy clapwe poire bla. I'm deeply I want to represent Lisa Farley to say forgive her sins. She has sinned gravely against you and our ancestors. The elders are the representatives of our ancestors. And Lisa Farley, if she was in Liberia, in Sinoe County, the elders would have congregated to punish her severely. But now we're in America, so Lisa Farley can go ahead and curse the elders and go with impunity. But that is it. Lisa Farley, we want to forgive your sin. The voice of Sinoe on behalf of the Elder Council. I know the elders, they will not come public to say something. So since I am the voice of the people, I want to use the opportunity to say sorry to the elders, because you see, Dr. King said what affects one directly affects all indirectly. So Lisa's action did not only affect the elder, it affected our entire community. It also it depicts our women. Some people would say, oh, the Sapo women are rude. No, that is not the case. But sometimes people use one example, which is a fallacy, a logical fallacy. You use one to cover to sweep the broom to cover everybody else. But that is not the case. Our women, our mothers, we call them our queens. The women, one of our queens has gone astray. Let me see. There's a call coming here. Let me see. One second, please.
I just want to add my voice to the apology to the old man.
Give me a second. I was doing something to the audio. Could you introduce yourself one more time, please?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Farley. I'm Lisa's brother.
Okay.
I'm a Sapo man, by the way, but I'm not part of the organization and all that for my own reasons. But I was just going through Facebook and I saw your show on the apology to Reverend Gblah. In fact, he and I spoke yesterday, but I thought your platform would be a nice platform for me to come and say something to the Reverend.
Okay. Because
my sister's attitude yesterday was beyond understanding. Like you said, there is no need, even if your elder might have said something, which I'm sure the Reverend did not, because I've been knowing the Reverend since we were babies. And we are family. He's related to my mom. So our relationship is just not USAA relationship. Our relationship is family relationship. But for whatever reason she may have had, I don't know what's going on for her.
Also in my sister's mind. But I saw part of the video yesterday and I felt very, very much disheartening for somebody that is a family person to be treated as such. But notwithstanding, like I said, I want to use this platform to say sorry to Reverend Gblah on behalf of the Farley family. We really disassociate ourselves with whatever happened yesterday. We are not part of it. We know nothing about it. Reverend called me yesterday and we talked and I extend our sincere apology to him. And platform for sorry to Reverend. I mean, it's embarrassing, to be very frank. It is embarrassing. And there are times you hear about an organization and you want to be a part of an organization, but there's too much negativity within the USAA. I hope the leadership of the organization can do something about that, because there are some good things the USAA is doing back home. But then with so much negativity going on within their ranks and file, I mean, that's also disheartening. But I'm just speaking from the personal family basis.
Okay.
There was no reason why Lisa should have done what she did yesterday. Like I said, Reverend is a family member. He's not just somebody we know from today in America. It's somebody we knew while we were growing up, while he was back there at La Kerry, Baptist Mission. And, he's somebody who has come around and spent time with our family, and it's somebody who we consider as a father figure in our own family. So we felt very disheartened that for whatever reason Lisa thought she had to come on Facebook, which I find very stupid, because you're not just insulting someone, you're also showing the kind of character you are.
Right.
So for people who don't understand social media, these are how people don't get employed. if you were to climb the social ladder in America, those are some of the things your employers will check before they employ you. So for people who think social media is fun, it's not. It's not fun. These are things that are kept for generations. They don't go away. So I don't know why people even use it to, but hey, you see a lot of things on social media anyway.
Right.
My main concern tonight is just to say sorry to Reverend. I think you started off very well. We are traditional people no matter where we are. And you know, we are Africans. And the mere fact that we are Africans, people of tradition, and that's why I tell some of my Black American friends, we are all Blacks, but we are Africans because of our tradition.
Right.
It's not because of our color. There are certain things you don't do. You don't insult your elders.
No.
And, you know, but I hope Reverend can find a place in his heart to forgive her. We usually say, to be basic. Those are us that believe in Christianity and all that. You know, you're not supposed to insult somebody who's older than you. It's not in our tradition. It's not who we are. But again, people come over here and they adapt to a lot of things that they see around here. They think it's okay for you to curse your elders. It's not. Under no condition. Whether you're right or you're wrong, it should never happen. So again, I want to use your platform. Ray may not be listening, but those who are listening, I'm Thomas Farley. I'm Lisa Elder's brother. Our family don't condone such. We have a very good relationship with Reverend. Reverend is the one who calls every time to check on us. Reverend and I talk every time. He's, like I said, we're family. And you know, so for whatever reason it is or it was, for her to come out in such a public manner, even if you're doing it privately, it's not condoned.
It's not appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Or openly done on. But like I said, I hope Reverend can find a place. These are things that happen as life goes on, but you sometimes don't expect it when it comes from people you consider to be family. So before the organization, we had a relationship with Reverend Gblah, and she's well aware of that. So I don't know what's going on in the USAA stuff that will pit you so much against your family members. And you know, so, but hey, you got your own thing going. Let the USAA people deal with their stuff. But it is not, you know, presenting a unified platform. I mean, the organization should be for good. It should not be for evil.
Right.
And,
I agree with you.
One of these days, I'm hoping I can talk to whoever it is in leadership. Like I saw your video on what happened between Sally Taffin and also Lisa. And those things are not appropriate in organizations. So I don't know if there's no disciplinary action in the organization, but these things cannot continue infinitum. People must be punished. People must be removed. And if, how you call him, Geleo is listening, Lisa Farley will need to be removed from USAA. She's my sister. We talk every day. But she knows me. I'm very strict. I don't condone foolishness. So if the
unfortunately, he's off the line over there. But that's what you're hearing. That's Lisa's brother, Mr. Thomas Farley, calling on behalf of the family to apologize for the unsapo behavior of Lisa Farley yesterday. And that's why the Voice of Sinoe is here for, to speak to those things and have the proclivity and to put our community aside. I mean, people will say me like, "Oh, that guy is the troublemaker." No, I'm not. I'm the remedy to all those issues that are going on there. Speak to them in a manner that might not be comfortable with certain people, but majority of the people, the message will resonate with them. All right, so that's the issue of Lisa Farley. Reverend, the brother articulated very well. He's very passionate. You can see the level of contrition from. You can sense it from his voice, And so that's it, the community. I mean, the culture, I'm a village boy, so I know the culture very well. I mean, when I was coming out, you messed up in the village when they beat your butt, because the people do so that when you grow up, the Christians say when you grow up, so you can depart from those things, So, so now, one or two person, at least Lita Farley is the only person right now who are departed from the culture. Another brother, but I would have called his name. All right, so let's get to something else. That's the issue of Lisa Farley. We want to say thanks to Mr. Thomas Farley for speaking beautifully. Right now, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news here, and we want to go into that area of the breaking. But before I bring the breaking news, I want to take a quick commercial break. I will be right back so that we can continue with the breaking news.
She was no man now, but then I am blog when you. And you yell out this that you learn, but no man now when you, but then I am blog when you. May I know what you do? I will be about some body or Bassamo. But the Bassamo. I will look at where I will know Bassamo. Anu mama. Superstar.
I wish I could sing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Doc Sayupude, ESOTERIC, understood by the chosen few. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get you into another topic here we have to discuss tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is major. It's major. So we want to bring you here, we call this a breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. All right, so the breaking news we have for you, we call this Honorable Antonin Mullar Pantoe publicly rejects USAA former President Geleo's offer to serve as Secretary General on the Electoral Board. Antonin Mullar Pantoe publicly rejects USAA former President Geleo's offer to serve as Secretary General on the Electoral Board. This is a major development that is coming from the office of the great progressive. Now, if you don't know this gentleman, I will give you a little background here. Let me get his image out here. I don't know him that much, but for the little time I chatted with him yesterday, he's a level-headed guy. And so this is that's the only picture. I try looking for a better picture, but it's not still bad looking. You see, Mr. Pantoe. Those that don't know him, let me give you a little synopsis of who he is, a little background. You see, Mr. Pantoe participated fully in the liberation struggle in Liberia. So he's part of the group they call the progressives. And so the progressives were those guys who thought that the American-Liberian hegemony, the suppression of the majority, the indigenous people, these guys thought that it was unfair, and they still believe that. And so they were in the vanguard for a while. They were beaten. Some people got killed through the process. But the guys came to the realization that at a certain time you cannot be under the suppression, the oppression of certain people forever. And so our people, the indigenous people in Liberia, when the people now we call the Americo-Liberian. In America, they call the African Americans. The Americo-Liberian, when they went to Liberia, and they replicated exactly the same thing the Caucasian were doing to them on the plantation. And that's exactly the same thing they were doing to the indigenous people in the country. The people were carrying them on their head, on their shoulders. My mother used to tell me some of these stories, and when the people come in, literally our elders, the people can be running away from the town. Because once they get you, you're going to work. They take the people as slaves. And so Mr. Pantoe and others, they were in the vanguard. They fought the powers that be at the time. And today we have some sort of relative peace or less aggression, even though we have economic aggression or oppression in the country, still in the country. But it is not as it was before, where the people were practically treated as slaves. So these are some of the things that Mr. Pantoe went through. He attended the University of Liberia. I think he said he got a master's from, I think, somewhere in Uganda or somewhere. I can't remember the country exactly. So he's a well-educated guy. So what happened was the former president of the United States Association, Mr. Geleo, constituted an electoral commission about yesterday or day before yesterday. And without informing the gentleman, the former president went and put the brother's name on the board. And so he was incensed about that. He was incensed. And so against that background, yesterday we had a conversation. I called him because I like to do follow up when I get these pieces of information coming to the speculation room of voices, and I call to talk to people. And so I spoke with him. He said, tomorrow, or hopefully I will come up with my official statement. And so today, I was navigating the web, the social media platform called Facebook, and I saw his statement. And so we're going to share this statement with you, and we'll make other comments. The impact this resignation or the rejection has on whatever campaign that President Geleo is running will tell you more. We'll tell you more. Let's look at his statement quickly here. What the honorable man wrote yesterday. Let me put it up there for you, and I'll read it from my device so you can see it. Where is my statement here quickly? Somewhere around. Hopefully it's the right one. No, that's the, I mean, when the statement, when he published his statement, President Geleo removed his name. So over there, you see 4 members of the board now, of the commission. It was 5 persons yesterday, but when the statement was published today, the former president went back to the post and removed the brother's name and his picture from the post. And so that's the redacted, the updated, what I call pseudo commission that the president established, which was not in keeping with the Constitution. The Constitution of the United States Association, it was clear. Under the president's power, it says that the president should submit names of all ad hoc and standing committees to the board of directors for approval. The president arbitrarily came on Facebook and published the names of the Electoral Commission without getting the consent of the board of directors, even though the president is operating outside the orbit of the Constitution. Because as far as we know right now, the Constitution gives the president 3 years. Since last year, August, the president 3 years expired. And so right now, that's why the board of directors, they were trying to work with him. But lugubriously, melancholically, sadly, the president refused to hearken to the judicial advice and the pieces of advice that the guy offered. Even the elders' recommendation, the president also refused to follow the recommendations of the elders. Now that's the redacted statement of the president. Let's put Mr. Pantoe's statement here and then go through it. This is what he wrote yesterday. Let me go to mine on the screen. There is too small for my side. Let me see quickly here. Let me get to it. So the great progressive wrote. Where are you? Don't go away. Where's my post? Okay, right here. That's right here. I got it. Chico Geleo. Sorry guys. Where did I put it? I think I got it. Sorry guys. Let me look through the other medium here. All right, so yeah, we'll send that video. Somebody send me communication. Let me get to this quickly. Sorry, guys. Hardy should be here. So right here. Where are you? So it says here. It says the honorable wrote. I think our last day, it was 5 hours ago from when I took it. So Mr. Mullar Pantoe wrote yesterday, today actually, Mr. Geleo, President USAA. We have to make quick correction here. Former president. Yes, but you know the honorable man doesn't know, so we'll just make the little correction. The former president. But if he says president, it's still not bad because you know all presidents of the United States, they are still called former president. They are all still called president, so it's not a big deal anyway. So April 30th, which is today, 2021, he wrote, he said, "Dear Mr. President, guys. All right, guys, call coming here. Let's read the statement and we'll start taking calls. All right, so the statement reads, is it Dear President Geleo, I write to acknowledge receipt of your appointment in your recent publication dated April 27, 2021 to serve as Secretary General on the Electoral Commission. Mr. President, inasmuch as I remain committed and supportive to the values and principles of this noble institution, I can't at this time on such a delicate and strategic position in the face of the ongoing crisis. I look forward and who appreciate working with all of you in the future following the resolution of the recent crisis. Long live the USAA. Until then, I remain respectfully yours, Antonin Mullar Pantoe, Jr. It was succinct, it was brief, but to the point. I'll read that statement again. It was brief, it was succinct, but to the point. Dear Mr. President, I write to acknowledge receipt of your appointment in your recent publication dated April the 27, 2021 to serve as Secretary General on the Electoral Commission. Mr. President, in as much as I remained committed and supportive to the values and principles of this noble institution, I can't at this time honor such a delicate and strategic position in the face of the ongoing crisis. I look forward and will appreciate working with all of you in the future following the resolution of the crisis. So that's what Honorable Mullar, Mr. Pantoe, let me just say Mr. Pantoe, that's what this great progressive wrote this afternoon or today. He is the man on the floor right now, so we have to get his image back here, and so we can talk to the people. And we analyze the statement. The statement is brief, but it has meat to it. And so basically, yes, if you don't know, G. Geleo, the man who appointed this sagacious Homo sapien without his knowledge, let's see, this is President Geleo right here. That's his image. He appointed this man who is not just a regular man. He just went on Facebook and wrote something without our letterhead and everything else. The man has denigrated our office. Yes. And again, I do not hate anybody in the organization. I do not hate anybody. I love everybody, including the president. And so when I hate you, I will not do what I'm doing. I will not tell you your faults. And I expect you to do the same to me. Because if I'm going astray and you don't tell me, then you don't love me. And so I love President Geleo profoundly. And that is why I have been telling him over and over, Mr. President, yeah, it's the red route to go. Yeah, it's the red road to take. Let me engage the president a little bit here. Let me come this time. Mr. President, yeah, it's the red route. Where you are going is wrong. Why am I doing that? If I don't care, I wouldn't tell the president to do the right thing. When I tell you, Mr. President, taking money without the board of approval from the account is not right. That's something that I can point out to you. If you appoint board of electoral commission without the board knowledge, it's not right. If you go into Liberia and you don't get the board approval and take $7,000, that is not right. If you withdraw $2,500 and give it to Madam Dorothy Shadama, that's a good thing. But the process is wrong. Go through the constitutional process. So when you are doing these things, I told you multiplicity of times. But the president, he sees himself as the Ayatollah of the Sapo people in the Americas. He forgets to know that it was the people that gave him the power that he once had. But then the people's power, which is embedded in the Constitution, has been taken from him through the expiration of a 3-year tenure. So now, the guy said, Mr. President, if you want to come back, all you have to do is amalgamate your team. The board of directors, they have already appointed an electoral commission. Put your team together and come to Florida so that we can go to the ballot box. When you win, our Dax Ayopo, the esoteric, will be back on the platform. and call the people of the Sapo Nation and say we have gone to the ballot box, we respect the electoral process or the democratic process. You have decided. We have decided in Florida. President Gio now has been given the motto, so I call upon you, let's give our holistic support to him. I will come back and do the same thing. But to circumvent the authority of the people and to tell the others, look at their proposition, their recommendation, and you say, you know what, I will cherry pick the one that suits my agenda. That's what I would take. I would jettison whatever thing I don't like. I would not be here. The board of directors, they say the board, the guys are the problem. But then when the elders make the proposal for the union to come back, the elders agreed, the board agreed. But then the president said, no. The elders said, number one, for example, no more project until we get new leaders. The president will come by and say, I want to make sure all prior project approved will be implemented. That is contrary. It's the antithesis of what the elder said. So then you are flaming fire in the union. And that's how you put it when I be quiet. And so let's look at the statement yesterday. This statement is a nail in the political coffin of President Geleo. Because this was the best person on that commission if the commission was legitimate. But it is not legitimate because it's also at the scope of the Constitution. So Mr. Mullar Pantoe, Mullar, I read that statement again close. Dear Mr. President, I write to acknowledge receipt for he acknowledged the President for communication. In your recent publication dated, it put all the information and said the second sentence, Mr. President, in as much as I remain committed and supported to the values, the man still supports the value. He remains supported. He remains committed to the principles that are inscribed in the Constitution of the United States Association, which, among other things, which has to do with fighting to eliminate poverty in our land, fighting to educate our children in the Sapo land, fighting to build medical facilities in our area, doing what we can do to build state-of-the-art libraries in Sinoe County for our children to read, because books are nothing but ideas. So once we have various facilities, right now the people, they might be submitting a petition to the president. So imagine we start getting all these things that will make us relevant, that will make us, they give us more power and say, but the people, they don't have county, but they are doing X, Y, Z. Why not give them a kind of starter? So these are the things we want to do. But the values of the Constitution, which are written in the Constitution, the president is becoming oblivious to them. He's forgetting about them. He wants to do his own thing. He doesn't want to follow the chain of command. He constituted his own body, his own guys. The secretary for the president right now, Mr. Andrew Sua. The project man for the organization right now, Mr. Sinoe. The publicity man for the president right now, Mr. Robert Tuba. These were the guys that wrote the Constitution, and they gave us the language, the term of reference of all the various leaders. But when time came for the president to follow what his commission said, he said no. The board of directors and the executive, they are turned over at the same time. Then when you read the Constitution, it says, no, the board of directors, they shall serve their term, but in as much as their successors have not been elected, they cannot leave. They take charge of the organization. It is A, B, C in your Constitution. It's clear. But when you talk to some of the crafters of the Constitution, they'll say, you are only looking at the letter of the law. You are not looking at the Holy Spirit of the law. Holy Spirit of the The guy just found a way to just, put the people apart. The Holy Spirit of the law, this is not a religion. You can't talk about Holy Spirit of the law. And so Mr. Pantoe said, until we get our act together, he will not participate in this mess that's going on right now. But yeah, here's my call to the progressive. Let me bring the progressive over here and talk to him for a second. Let me bring the honorable man here. Mr. Pantoe, here's my call to you. I understand, I read your communication. I understand your frustration. But this is what I want to recommend to you. When you say, I look forward and who appreciate working with you or in the future following the resolution of the current crisis. And that's the line I want to speak on a little bit here. You are a problem solver. You are a leader. And a leader is somebody who solves problems, not petty things, but difficult problems. Right now, we have a difficult problem on hand. We need your expertise. Don't sit by and say, I'll wait until the problem is resolved. Be part of the solution of the problem. So we invite you, sir. Bring your vast knowledge on board. Let's try to find a way forward. This is very important. Because those of us that are in the U.S., Mr. Pantoe, we can eat at as many times as you want. We can go to the hospital. Even if we do not have medical insurance, the people will stay treated, or they will not send you home, or they will not send us home. But that is not the case with our people back home. So whatever conflict that is going on over here is at the detriment of our people back home. It's not affecting us. And so I want you to come on board, sir. Let's try to put our ideas together, to talk to the president, to go through the proper channel and stop listening to certain elements who are bent on putting the people apart. President George is a very good man. He's a very decent man. But you see, when you have these negative forces pushing you all the time, you cannot resist all the time, because after all, you are surrounded by these forces. So sometimes they overwhelm you. Sometimes they threaten you. And so President George is in a lot of, he's in a whole mire. But you see, if you're a leader also, and you are bending down to the people around you, then you are not the leader. Then you are a follower. The people around you, it's okay to listen to the people around you. Listen and filter what they say to you. Take the good ones and jettison the one that is not good. But the president has been so influenced by the people around him to the point where he does not filter the good from the bad. He goes with whatever recommendation they give him. And the problem is, we did not give our mandate to those people. We gave our mandate to President George, but then he listened to the people that did not get our mandate. That's a disrespect to us. But Mr. Pantoe, we call on you, sir. Come on board. Don't sit on the side and watch a show. Don't wait until they find everything in the building has been consumed by the conflagration, by the fire, the huge fire that is burning right now. Don't wait until everything is to the point of ashes before you intervene. Let's stop. Let's call the firefighters right now. Let's extinguish the fire. Let's call the fire brigade so that we can douse the flames. They are hurting us. And how do we solve it? It's easy. Let's talk to the president. The board of directors, they do not have a problem from what I'm looking at. From all the evidences that I have reviewed, the problem is from the president's side. People might take me to be a partisan. No, I'm not a partisan. Or if you want, yes, I'm a partisan. But I am a partisan of the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist. I am a constitutionalist. What we put on paper, let us obey it. If we leave the Constitution and put it aside, that's why the board of directors, when they brought in, with all due respect to the elders, when first they did the right thing by confronting the president, saying, Mr. President, this is what the Constitution says. This is what the Constitution says. We are following the Constitution. And then they genuflected to the pressure of the president. And then they called the elders council. And so at that point, you are via. And so I came on the very platform and said, no, you are going astray. Follow the document that President George team gave us. Let the man obey his own language. You cannot give her the words and then you're doing something different. I insisted that the board of directors don't invite the elders and follow the Constitution, because that's what the document was formulated for us to obey it. So when we put it aside, guess what? That means we are working without law. And guess what? In the absence of law, you got chaos. And that's what we have right now. Because we are trying to put the document aside that's supposed to guide us. They say rule or law. We are under the rule of law, but now we want to go under the rule of elders. Okay? And that's why we are having a problem. The president did not take oath to obey and respect the elders. He took oath to obey and protect the Constitution. And so let the man be handled based on what the content of the Constitution. You see? So, Mr. Pantoe, we call on you to get on board. Bring your expertise. Bring your expertise on board. Let's solve the problem here. We have a huge problem. You are a problem solver from the way from what I deduced so far. You are somebody who confronts issue. For you to face the oligarchy in the country, to give us what we have right now, you have something to offer. Come on board, sir. Don't stay on the sideline. Now, let me, some members, those I want to call, the number is below. You can call. But let me call somebody earlier. The person just called me, but I wanted to talk about this first before I call. But let me call this person and let me hear what the person has to say. Where is he? Hold on 1 second. All right, taking too long for him to pick up. Let me see. All right, let me go to something.
Please leave your message.
You're not picking up. You're not picking up right now, so that's fine. Let's go to something else here. Or what I will do, I will engage with your comments and we'll have the loud talking point. So now, that is the nail in the political coffin of President Geleo. Okay, the brain of his team. You know the snake, right? When you cut the hair of the snake is done. So the hair has been removed. Okay, the hair has been removed. I mean, nobody called it though. He left. Given what is going on, he said, no, I don't want to be in the midst of problems. Why the people are cussing each other out and all these things. No, I will just be making the call to him to be part of the solution. And so that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to take a side. Now, this why Mr. Pantoe took that judicious a wise step. This lady right here, that's President Geleo's chairman or chairperson for the so-called election commission. That's Madam Priscilla Tapedo. She wrote this, I think, today, and it's all over the internet. And when I saw it, I was crestfallen. I was crestfallen. That's a new word for you, crestfallen. Basically, I was disappointed when I saw this communication from Madame Tapedo. Does she have a right to? Does she have the right to make a decision? Yes, she does. But you see, I expected her to have mimicked the step of Mr. Pantoe. Because you see, because mothers are. Let me see.
Hello.
Who is this? Welcome to the Voice of Sinoe.
This is James Yante.
Oh, Mr. Yante, welcome on board. How you doing, sir?
Good, good. First of all, I got to deal with you first before.
Well, go ahead. Your phone.
This is your platform.
Yeah.
You pay your own internet bill, you pay your own light bill and all that, but it doesn't give you the right to be talking like that. You talk too much.
Okay, sir.
That's my opinion.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the issue. Mona is my number one. Mona is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He and my other brother, they got the same name together. They all born together, and that's how the old man gave them the name Mona. So he's a very intelligent man. He would not support wrong thing, and I appreciate him for that. But the whole problem we're facing today, that people don't want to leave. Number one, I think some people need to sit back again and start making some calculation.
Hello? Hello? James? Hello? Yeah, he having some technical issue back there. Also, so I was talking about, and the man said I'm talking too much. That's why I got the show to talk. But I respect your view, brother. I respect your view. You see, Madam Pantoe wrote today and says she wholeheartedly accepts President Geleo appointment for her to serve as election commission outside the bracket of the Constitution. I want to read your own words. They're on the screen there for you, but I can see it from that level. So she wrote this for us and said, to the office of the United Support Association in Americas and my fellow board members, to the office of the United Support Association in Americas and my fellow board members, I want to take the time to give God the necessary praises due unto his name. Okay, that God woman. For allowing and giving us the grace to another beautiful day. To our humble national president, Mr. Geleo, I read your official letter appointing me as the chairperson to serve on the 2021 USAA Election Commission Board. Thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to work along with other great men and women. And I praised and I promised we were served accordingly. In short, I want to say it, I accept the invitation wholeheartedly. Okay, wholeheartedly. For together we can better this organization. It is a pleasure. Okay, so maybe it's a typo. It is a pleasure working with Tia Clean, Mommy Judy Doe, Mullar Pantoe, because even though he's not there anymore, and Carlos Shibe. Congrats to us. Thanks, Madam Chairperson, Mr. Priscilla Kennedy Tapedo. All right, that's what she wrote. Okay, so the first thing here she said, she gave God the necessary praises. You see, I don't know what sort of God you're going to be praising when your community is growing apart and the person who is orchestrating the division, the person is appointing you to be the head of the people that will put the people apart more. Because this commission is nothing but dividing the people more and more. And that's why Mr. Mullar Pantoe said, no, I can't be part of this. But our mother, this is a woman, our mothers, all the ladies in our land, the Sapo land, according to our culture, they are our mothers, they are our queens. And so the queens, the mothers are the ones we come to when we have problems. They help together with the elders to solve problems. First, when something happens, we'll go to the mothers. When the mothers cannot solve it, then we'll go to the fathers. But Madam Tapedo who should have been the remedy to the division, she has taken side. She said, you know what? I accept it wholeheartedly. When the people are crying in Green's name, that he is not doing the right thing. But when I talk about those, you know what? I'm happy. That makes me happy. And his story is repeating itself here. His story is being repeated. It's the deja vu. We have to understand Madam Tapedo was part of the prior division. Hello, who's this?
What happened? I couldn't. The phone went out.
It's your phone, not mine. Go ahead, sir. What's it take?
Thank you for the show. Thank you. Okay. First of all, I hope this phone not go off again. First of all, I want to say thank you, brother Mona. He's my oldest brother. You know, two of them had his. My other brother had the same name. They had the same Mona name. I'm kind of jealous. You know, and the man is a very intelligent man. Very intelligent. And you know, sometimes, you know, they don't know who to hang out. And that's the problem. You know, when things happen like that, you want to bring people closer, but not the kind of people Green would need because they got very intelligent. I would say thank God for him for him to understand the whole situation. That's number one. Number two, am I still connected?
You're good. Go ahead.
Good. Number two, type of people. You have time together right now and start collecting money. I mean, right now. Start collecting money and look for the good nursing home that will take Lisa Farley to because the woman is seriously sick. The hospital cannot handle her, so we need to find a good home for her to be because she's seriously sick. There's no way a fine woman who says she married, a married woman who said will do such a thing. In the state people can do the kind of thing.
James. Mr. Jonte.
Yes.
Are you there? I mean, you are on the Voice of Sinoe, and the Voice of Sinoe is the voice of justice. You are once engaged in similar art. Should we also take you to the nursing home or to the whatever place?
I'm coming to the point.
Go ahead.
I'm coming to the point.
Go ahead, sir.
Coming to the point. You see my reaction for what I did the last time. Carlos Silver, who left from here and went to Liberia and went into my mother's house for own house that he built. Matter of fact, Carlos Silver's mother and my mother was in the same. Carlos Silver's mom was member, and she built that mansion. Is that mansion she built? Is it cost $30,000? It cost less than $20,000. You cannot compare with that nonsense that Green built over there. It cost $30,000. So she went and insulted my mother in front of her grandchildren and her children and her colleagues. So I had no other choice but to curse the hell out of her. That made me different.
So what makes you different? What makes you different from Lisa Farley, though?
What makes me different?
Yeah.
I just said that if somebody walks into your mom's house and you touch your mom, will you put coat on her?
I'll walk to the president and confront the president one-on-one instead of going on the internet.
Right? You think a woman who's running for power, who's running for office, she should have been very decent, sensitive, that this lady she's trying to molest or insult. She's standing in the house of the woman, in the woman's compound, and she and the woman are not equal. She don't have common sense. So, and that's one of the reasons. That's what I said. Matter of fact, look at from that time, you saw Green Geleo went on social media with Mr. Sandpaper telling me how rude and other things that I was doing. But the woman that he started, she been queen for decades. Even when she came here, she's still queen. Her sister married doing the what's the name program, the CLA program. It was $5,000 that old lady gets. So she should have the respect for her. These are the people you put your hand around because if you want to do good in the community, because the people know the people. Then I suppose you know yourself. Green Geleo have never said anything. Lisa Farley on social media and caused men of God down to his children. Green Geleo, he and sandpaper, and 1966, I don't know where it comes from. They are not in a war.
Jim, I want you to start calling names. Just address it. Make your point, please.
You got a name. You got a name. I know. You're not calling the name. I am the name. So don't be afraid. There is time after me. I know that your platform, and I already told you that. The same way is your platform. You pay your own internet. You do everything. That's fine with me. But one thing I know is the freedom of speech. I can see what I want. You can block me from coming on your stage.
No, but comrade, if we said we are condemning Lisa's action, then we should eschew those things that also will be in the same vein as Lisa. That's my point.
Oh, I understand your point. But sometimes in language, the people don't understand it. You have to speak the language of what the people understand. People don't understand the real language that you speak, the normal language. If you go into Kurahun, you have to learn the Kura to be able to communicate with the people. Okay. You cannot go to Kurahun and speak Tabu to them because they don't understand Tabu. And that's exactly what I'm using. These people does not understand the standard English. They understand the way the English have been speaking right now. So that's something you need to look into. But
you're pushing the philosophy of eye for an hour, man. But guess why it does? It makes everybody blind, my man.
Okay, Marty, last point, because you know.
Go ahead.
The reason Green Geleo don't want to leave power, and your type of people, every one of us, need to sit down and start doing the calculation. And I bet former President Green Geleo to get any receipt, the material that was bought for that place where it cost $30,000 building. If Green Geleo put any receipt up, he and his secretary, Mr. What's his name? Nhawle, Mr. Nhawle, to God in heaven for half of my business to them.
Yeah, but Mr. Yonte, I think you initiated an investigation before in Minnesota. So if you have reservation in that area, you can initiate another process for the board to investigate. Hello? 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 All right, I think my phone got an issue. All right, guys, that's the opinion of Gblah, James Yonte. Everybody is entitled to their view, but you're not entitled to your own facts, though. All right, that's what the people say. So I was talking about Madam Tapedo, and Madam Tapedo, I think her position is not in the interest of the union. And I want to call on her. I mean, she can listen to me or don't listen to me. But she took a side before in the past, and that didn't help our union. We're divided for 7 years because the same thing she did, took a side. And now she's coming back and telling President Geleo, when things were fine, she didn't say, "Oh, Mr. Geleo, give me your position. Give me your role. Let me play. Let me serve our people in this capacity." And now things are going south, and she is accepting a position. I don't know, how does it feel to serve on such commission? And so we call on Madam Tapedo to go and think again. This commission is nothing but a way to further divide our people. As a matter of fact, if you read the communication of Green Coach Geleo, he did not tell where we're going for the convention. He did not tell the month that we'll be going for the convention. The woman who is the co-chairman or co-chairperson on the board, she told me that they're going to have a meeting, I think tomorrow, to decide a venue. Meanwhile, the same Geleo's administration, they have disbursed $4,000 to the chapter, Florida chapter, because we agreed in 2019 in North Dakota, the General Assembly, that the next convention should go to Florida. And so against that background, the president gave the money to the members. They gave the money to the members in Florida to find a hall. They made a down payment, everything. And now they're saying tomorrow they're going to have a meeting to know where the convention is going. See? So this is, I don't know what is going on. The guy is always doing the wrong thing. And then when we talk, they say, oh, Sayapura is trying to divide the community. But the man is doing the wrong thing all the time. Why should you have a meeting again when people of the General Assembly, which is the highest decision-making body, has decided at the next convention to go to Florida? And Mullar Pantoe is agreeing to serve with green so that they can devour people. It seems to be every time conflict is in the organization, that's when she comes in. That's what it looks like. She is pro conflict. I mean, I have been to several conventions. 2016, I went there in Florida. I didn't go to 2017, 2018, Pennsylvania. I went to Minnesota for the president inauguration and the chair lady program, stuff like that. I went to North Dakota and all of that. I didn't see Madame Pantoe any of those conventions. But then, in the middle of conflict, she wants to come in to be election commission. You are a mother. You got to play a mother role. Call the two babies that are fighting right now. The chairman of the board, the former president, who doesn't want to relinquish power. Call them and play a mother role. Tell them the interest of our people, it should be paramount. Our people back home, our children back home, they are suffering. This should be our agenda. How can we find a way forward? Instead of taking side. And the whole commission, like I told you yesterday, has a whole problem. How is it that President Gio will take a cabinet member of his administration, for example, Madam Carlos Shebe, who is the chair for the membership committee, and made a woman member of the election commission? Do you want us to buy this? Where on earth does it happen? A cabinet minister is serving as election commissioner. Where? Think about it. President Gio taking, for example, Eugene Fancon to say, you know what, be the election commission or be the co-chair. Co-chair at our rate. You made a woman the co-chair. She's your cabinet minister. She's your campaign crusader in Minnesota. And then you put her on the election board to be the election magistrate. Think about it. 1 second. So the Madame Pantoe, Carlo, is not the right person to be on a commission in the first place, even though the whole commission is fraught. It's fraught with issues. Do you actually expect Francis Clark Myers to accept the lady to be election magistrate, to be the co-chair, the woman who is a cabinet minister, who is campaigning for you? And like I said yesterday, this is not a good political move for Madame Carlo, unless she's not serious to run for office in Sinoe. Because this is not how, you go about unifying people. Because if you're a leader, you have an obligation to the people. But you want to be a representative in Sinoe County, but then the people are divided and you took a side. Instead of finding a way to bridge the gap or whatever going on, or whoever is doing the wrong thing, tell the person, so that we can find a way forward. And she's taking us out, but at the same time, she's telling the people of Sinoe, I want to be your leader. But she cannot reconcile her own community. She cannot reconcile her own tribal group, her own tribal organization. She cannot do something to reconcile the people. But she followed the division. And she's waiting. She wrote on Facebook, I willingly also accept, like Madame Tapedo did. I accept it wholeheartedly. Like I said to Madame Tapedo, you also have to play the motherly role. Call the two sides of the equation. Call the two guys, the two leaders of the Geleo Aspire team, and call the chairman of the board. If you do the chairman, it's easy. He's not a problem guy. Because how he been a problem guy, I mean, all the recommendations the elders been making, he would have said, no, elders, I'm not listening to you. But he wants a solution to the problem. So when the elders came in, they get their recommendation, he said, okay, fine. Then the president came and said, no, elder, I agree with you. This is, I mean, I will just tell you what I want. If you like it, you don't like it, that's your business. I'm the king. All right. So I don't know what are people on this commission. The commission is already there upon arrival. You put Tia Cleon, who is the campaign chairman in Iowa, on the team again. Tia Cleon was in Liberia the other day with the president, and the president was telling us, yeah, it's my campaign chairman in Iowa. But then he put you on the electoral commission. He wants us to believe this. He wants us to honor this kind of commission. No, we are not. We're going to speak to this thing. When they're wrong, we want to say it. And the election commission as a whole is wrong because it wasn't approved by the board. The board got to approve it. Mommy, she on the commission. Mommy is in Utah. She's a friend of Sophia Capel. Sophia recommended her to the president, even though she's the only sample person in Utah. And so I don't know, she's campaigning to recruit herself to vote for Green. Because Utah, total moments over the moment people vote. So mommy, but you know, it's just not right when Green is not doing the right thing when we're telling him he's not want to listen. But the whole commission is not going to work with any of us. Not even my children in the house. They're not going to buy that commission. They're not going to submit. I mean, how is it that Mr. President? Because the commission will tell them how to pay some money and all of that for registration. We are having financial problem with your administration. And you expect the people to come pay money to you, to the people so they can give you money. What y'all do with the money? We pay $4,000 in Florida. You don't want to honor it, then you want people to pay register. And you get that money to you, and you're already having financial issues. Come on, I mean, the President Geleo, come on. This is not rocket science. We are not doing thermodynamics. This is not epistemology. We are not doing metaphysics. It's just basic stuff. And a man can get it right. He can get it right. All right, so that whole commission thing is... now, let me get to the last talking point here for the night. The last thing I want to talk about. So the last thing I want to talk about tonight is we have pointed out all the problems, what is wrong in the union, who is at fault and who isn't at fault. Now, before I go there, let me do something here let me interact with your comments before we go into that brainstorming section. Let me interact with your question, your comment before I forget. So the former president, Madam Farley, Mr. Pantoe's statement was absolutely professional. Yeah, he did great. I can tell I haven't met him in person, but he's a very smart guy. I respect him. Let me see, Mr. Milton. I'll cover myself. That's fine. Milton Shibwell is the board member from Minnesota. I want to add my voice to the voices of all these individuals within our community to condemn Ms. Lisa Farley in the strongest term possible. These kinds of behaviors, insulting our elders, especially Reverend John Gblah, who always advocate for peace and unity in the Sapo community, in the Americas is insane. I believe the Board of USAA will discuss the issue of Miss Lisa Farley in our next meeting and take all necessary measures based on the conduct and values outlined in our Constitution. Well said. Very well. Well said. Thank you. We'll see who here again. Let me see. I will see another comment. Let me go through the comments. Wow, what a brother. I'm too proud of this brother. Yeah, Mr. Pantoe is a nice gentleman. She needs to be in a nursing home. Okay, I think I read a comment earlier. Let me see what our photo comments here. I'm watching from the powerful state, Florida. Okay, thank you, Madam VP for Florida. We'll pay our money. We'll get the money to you guys already, but the president said they're going to discuss where they will carry the next convention, the convention. All right, so I'm not seeing new comments yet so far. So good. These are the comments that I'm seeing. All right, when you're joining us, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So I was talking the last thing before I let you go for the night. This one I say, let's brainstorm. How can we resolve the rising tension within our cherished union? That's it. We now, like I told you, we are going to fault finding who is at fault and who isn't at fault and who did why and who didn't do what. Now, my goal at this point, because I love you, I love our community. This is why I'm taking I could have been doing something else, but I'm here. The show has been here for several years now. I'm doing this because I think I have something to offer to the community and the global community at large. And so I'm not only interested in pointing out problems. I want to also be part of the solution of the problems. Just the same way I made a call to Mr. Pantoe to be part of the solution instead of being a spectator. I do not want to come here and cry foul to you, oh, President Geo is the problem, and Mr. ESOTERIC is a nice man. He's not a problem. After saying that, what next? How do we go forward? And so I'm asking all of us, I will give my view how we can go forward. I might be wrong. You can come on and say, Dr. your proposition, it will not lead us to the right city of unity. So here's what I'm thinking. I first of all want to call the former president to put his guns down. Doing so does not make you a weak man. It makes you an understanding person. You see, people will respect you when you do the right thing at the appropriate time. If you don't do the right thing at the appropriate time, and that time passes, and later on you want to do the right thing, guess what? There was all the time he's able to do it, and you do it. And so right now, it is not yet too late. It is not yet too late for the president to say, the board of directors, the people of the Sapo land, I don't want to be the one to divide the Sapo people. And so I want to call on all of you, from today moving forward, let all of us go to Florida. Let's have a peaceful election. Whoever wins, I will support the president. If I win, I ask for your indulgence to support me. We are all fallible beings. We are not infallible. We may mistake. I may have erred along the way. But I'm asking you for repentance. The Sapo people are understanding people, the Liberian people in general. And that is why we have some rebels leaders still in power in Liberia. They kill people and yet the people voted for them. So our people, they are kind-hearted people. They don't like confusion. It is because of they don't want confusion. And there are certain people that murder people in the country, they are in power right now. Because you say, oh, Charles, you killed my mom, you killed my power, vote. They voted for Charles. Why? They did that because the people were tired of being in the forest. And so now our people, they will listen to you, Mr. President. If you come with words of contrition and say, I'm sorry, I make a mistake, just the way we all are, we can make mistakes. We are human beings. That what make us who we are. We are mistaken beings, if you like. We make mistakes, but the ability to rectify the errors, it makes you a noble person. So if you make a mistake, you don't make effort to rectify that mistake, then you are going in a different direction. So the first thing I want to call on the president, because once the president makes a call now, everything will calm down. It's because he has to follow us. And so because he's going in that direction, the people are following him. So right now when you change direction, you say, you know what, I'm going in a direction instead of going away, let's go towards the other so we can merge, so we can be one team, because it makes us stronger. I mean, you might say, oh, the other group in Minnesota can say, you know, we got money, we can do this. But numbers also matter. You know, so if you give whatever you have, maybe $2,000, and the other person have $1, that will be $2,001. You know, so it still can. So the more people you have contributing, it still increases your purse. So and the purse we're talking about is not our own purse. It's not for our purse. I mean, every 2 weeks, or if you're on salary, every month you get a check. And so look, I'm calling on the president to put down his ego. Come on, do the people work. They give you a time, the time expires, you want second term, do the right thing, submit your names. The Board of Commission, they set up the Electoral Commission already. They will come out with the guidelines pretty soon. You follow the guidelines and bring your team. When the people want you, we will all support you. When they take another person, do your best to also work with that person. I also want to call on all the various advocates, the apologists from both sides, to tune down the fiery rhetoric and the incendiary, the annoying, the insulting rhetoric. Please cool it down. We are not at war here. There was a war in our country for about 14 years. People died. People were amputated. Some people in the country right now are called Zocos. Those child soldiers, those people that they give drug, and now they are called Zocos and Zogis. We passed that era. Some of us, we are lucky to be in the West. Let us put our energy into productive things. War did not benefit our country. It carried our country backwards. Confusion. Polarization does not help. The reason why people, they talk about U.S. to be the best country in the world, because the people are united. The politicians, they go in Congress, they argue, they bicker. At the end of the day, they put America first. So we as a people, our common denominator is the United Support Association, the Sapo Lang. And when you look at it from the broader spectrum, it's the nation Liberia. So from the community, or if you like, from the family to the community to our different political organization and non-political organization, if we work together synergistically, harness our resources, and put it into meaningful programs, we'll make an impact. We'll see a radical change in our country. And so all the members, let us bring our ideas together, the positive ones, so that we can bring our union together. Everybody, I mean, we have not gone in power yet, but the people are referencing the United Support Association in the Americas. Oh, you see the Support people? You see the Support Association? We can't ruin this. No, we can't ruin this. History will not judge us well. We can't. And so as the voice of the people of Sinoe County, the moral voice, the ethical voice, the egalitarian voice of Sinoe County, I'm calling all of you. We get our own values. But let's look at our various values. We got something in common. Let's take the commonality. Let's take those things that we have in common and merge them to make an impact. Yes, we build a next quarter, but what next? Let's do something else. But we cannot do something else in the midst of commotion, in the midst of power, as we will put it in the Liberian way. In the midst of altercation, we can't do nothing. Okay? So that's why we need peace. Peace is the absence of conflict. In the presence of conflict, things don't go well. And so I call on the president, I called on the members of the union to come together. I also call on the board of directors. Have you been doing charting the red path? Yes. I want you to continue on that path. Please, you are the second team next to the General Assembly. It's a tough situation right now. Your power has been put to test. Or if you like, your leadership ability has been put to test. When we fail, they will not say, when the Geleo fail. You are also in the wilderness of failure. You will also be counted. So right now, this is a challenge to you. It's time for you to put on your thinking cap to find a way forward. That is a reason why you are called the board of directors, the second in command according to our constitution. You got a job to do here. Take your emotions out of the way, which I think from all indications you are being very calm. The chairman of the board, I saw his communication. He always calling for people not to attack each other. Please, if you have not talked to Geleo for a long time, call the brother. Call him and talk to him. I know it's hard for the president to pick up phone sometimes, but try. Let us reach out to each other. The solution to the problem starts from communication first. We got to communicate. Because if we can't talk, how do we find a way forward? So we first have to start talking. Let's put the phones to work. Let's call each other. I will initiate the process. I will call the Honorable President, the Mr. President. I may have one way or the other exasperated you with my rhetoric. But hey, I was doing it in the interest of our people. I wasn't doing it to impugn your reputation. I was doing it for the betterment of the people. If you say Dr. Yapode, I mean, also help in the process, I'm not too big to say I take responsibility. But as from all indications, Dr. Yapode is not doing the wrong thing. If the shoe were on the other foot, if the ball were in the position of the president, I would be doing the same thing here. You know, the people accuse me, oh, Doc is supporting Zaza because I uncle. And I told the guys, give me one evidence that Zaza did X, Y, Z. Once you give me convincing and indubitable evidence, something that you cannot doubt, if you can't see, well, I will not talk about Zaza. But you can accuse somebody in the absence of evidence. So in the same vein, the board of directors, the reason they are not accused me of sectionalism is because the board is based on all the section. If they are banned all single rules, because our single people banned, and what they advocated for, they will make the allegation. But the board is an amalgamation of the various sections in the Sapo nation. And I look at the document, the constitution. I look at the various communications from the various leadership bodies in the organization, and I found out that the board has better evidence. Their rhetoric or their communication language is peaceful, it's serene, it's comfortable, it's in the interest of the union. And so that's why I took that route. Like I told you, I support the Constitution. And so when I look at the language of the Constitution and somebody tell me, say, oh, go with the Holy Spirit of the Constitution. No, I don't do Holy Spirit thing. I do what is practical. What is written. We don't see the spirit of the letter. We see the character of law. So what it says that what we should do. All right. So I'm calling all of you, all the leaders, all of us. Guy, you got to start one, please. Lower it, please. 1 second, guy. Baby? 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 You got that stuff connected to the speaker, your phone. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my call to us. Let's do that. And then let's do that. Sorry. Let calm down. I'll be the campaigner now. Next, moving forward, Voice of Sinoe, you know, we have a huge clout. We have a huge influence. And so moving forward, we use the platform to start to shift our things around. You know, that's what we are here for. We are not here to exacerbate situation. We are here to say the truth, and then we find a way forward. And so the way forward, I gave you several things. First, I talked to the Honorable President to cool the temperature. I talked to the followers of the President to also find right now, start to do your journal, write some points down. How can we? The question, the key word in essence is how. That is how we're looking for right now. How do we solve? We are going to insults and bashing each other and calling people names. All right, we have enjoyed that part of it. That is over. Let's change gear now. What is the how? That is how I'm interested in here now. How can we go forward? What's the solution? What can we do? What mechanism? And I think the way for me is for us to start with communication. Let's start to talk. Okay, let's call the president. Let's call other people. Let's call the board of directors. Let's make calls, all of us. You are very powerful. These guys that are leaders is because of you. So you, the people, take your telephones. Start to use them. Start to use them. Tell them, we gave you the power. In the direction you are headed right now is not in our interest. We want you to alter course. Once a lot of you start calling these guys, they'll start to think twice. When you call them, don't call to support. Call to give your recommendation how we can move forward. All the women, our elders, the women, ladies, please, you are powerful people. The national chair lady, you are the mother for all of us. Okay? See the example, for example, in North Dakota. The men were down the basement and they were arguing, they were bickering, they were in the basement. And because of the power you had at the time, the men were in the basement and arguing, and then you took the microphone and you said, ladies and gentlemen, women or women, if the men don't come out in the next 30 minutes, we will pull ourselves together and have our own organization. In less than 30 minutes, those guys were coming upstairs. The people, when they started running, they said the chair lady just spoke. When the chair lady take the microphone again, tell the people, tell the leaders, you the women, you don't let what's going on in the union. Do that. You can do it. Call the elders, Mother Mebe City, Mother Nessie Zaza. All our mothers said, call them. Let everybody come. Call the elders again. The men put the document together. Even though I got a problem with that elder council, no female there is a problem for me because I'm a chief feminist. But that is, we'll talk about it another day. But that's my call to you, all the board members. Again, in the absence of the General Assembly, you are in charge of the organization. So now the honors, it is incumbent upon you now to find a way forward. The challenge. You see, when John F. Kennedy, when he sent, you were talking about sending men in space, the people were laughing at him. People thought it was impractical. He couldn't do it. So a leader is the one that carve a path where there are challenges. You create path where there's no road. You create road there. When you take an obstacle out of the way, That's when you know you are a leader. You say, oh yes, I did it. Well, you know, everything just rosy and rosy, you know, then you are not a leader. We want to see what you can do, what you can make a change. Leaders are change makers. They build infrastructure, and most importantly, they build people. Leaders replicate themselves. If you are a leader and the people that are following you, and like you said, for another example, people say, oh, that man is a powerful leader. The first thing we're going to have a powerful leader is he. Is he a good, powerful leader or a bad, powerful leader? So if you're a good, powerful leader, the people that follow you as well should be powerful. So when you look across history, for example, and you see people like Plato, Aristotle, and you look at Socrates. So Socrates, what he did, he nurtured Plato. Plato nurtured Aristotle. Aristotle nurtured Alexander the Greek. Other people call him the Greek, but I don't call him the Great. I call him the Greek if I want to be kind. If I want to be unkind, I call him Alexander the Barbarian. Anybody who goes around and pillaging and killing people is not a great man to me. Okay, so you empower other people so that they can be great as well. So you cannot forget Alexander. You can't forget Aristotle. You can't forget Plato. So let's look in that direction. Let's start to empower our people, ourselves here as well, so that we can be. So when that greatness is transferred from one generation to another generation, you have a great country. And that's why America is great. The greatness is being transferred from one generation to another generation. That the formula is right. The African people are their own liberators. All the people that are liberated, either economically or otherwise, they themselves, they chart a way forward. And so we have to find a way forward to our prosperity. We can't always do it on the precipice of commotion. It hasn't helped Africa. It will not help us. And so those are all in the West. Let's try to do something they call acculturation. Acculturation is when you adopt other people's culture, but the good ones, and you still maintain yours. So let's look at the culture. What are they doing that's working for them? Can we replicate that and repeat that in our country, in our various organizations and stuff like that? Yes, we can do that. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I have for you tonight. That's the way forward I think I'm talking about right now. That's what I think. Other people have better ideas. I mean, you can bring it forward as well. Let's do that. Let me recognize the people I'm seeing, then we'll call it a night. Our Queen, Delaware Valley Chapter, Orowola, thanks for joining us. This is the Queen and the First Lady of the Florida Chapter, the host of the 2021 convention, August, is Elder George. Thanks for joining the show. Brightness Dre, Pretty Star. You know what I mean? That's the First Lady of Voice of Sinoe. So all rise. Just kidding. All right. Gregory Sua, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Tamani Morris, thank you for following the Voice of Sinoe. The almighty and prayer warrior of the Delaware Valley Chapter, Sis Diana Carr, thanks for joining us. The Vice President of the Sunshine State, Immediate to Jordan, thanks for joining us. The Honorable Chairman, Honorable Member, actually not Chairman, Honorable Member of the Board of Directors of the United Support Association representing the Red River Valley, Honorable Maya Turi, thanks for joining us tonight. We want to recognize the former president of our union, Her Excellency, President Dr. Kalejabele Foley. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I put a doctor to your name, man. We also want to recognize the honorable board member of the state of 10,000 Lakes, Minnesota, Honorable Milton Shibwe. Thanks for joining us. The former chairman of the Membership Mobilization Committee of the Minnesota chapter, Mr. Jala of James Yonte. Thanks for joining us and your contribution as well. We want to recognize the technological and the Department of Transportation, the woman who is the master of all things, you know, Madam Margie Smith, the chair lady of the Delaware Valley chapter of the No Nonsense, a chair lady. She's very calm, but don't cross the red zone. We want to recognize the patriarch, or the matriarch, actually, the matriarch of the Sapo land, my dear mother. You know, sometimes I use the title that I say doctor, right? It's not necessarily the academic doctor. There are people that have wisdom. They're wise people, you know. So when I talk to you, it makes sense to me that I call you a doctor. So my mother is a matriarch, you know, the hair, you know, the female hair of a nation, of a tribal group. She's the matriarch of the Sapo land. She has wisdom. So I want to recognize my mother. We want to call I think it's should I say the Socrates of the Sapo land when it comes to the language. That's Jackson Williams. The man knows the Sapo language. He knows it very well. And that's somebody I got to learn the language from more. I can see some people, but I want to say thank you so much. Those are the people I'm seeing. I want to recognize the Reverend Jackson Camo. I can't make mistake this time around before Machele kills me. We want to recognize he's my former teacher as well. So Reverend Jackson Camo, welcome on board, sir. Thanks for watching from Collindale, PA. And we are out for the night. What do I have? You know what I got for you? I got the queen of traditional music. When I finish making noise, when I finish on, I'm making some people vex. Now I'll play for you and say, you know what? Let's reconcile. It's called reconciliation. We got to reconcile. You know, so it can be annoying, but let's reconcile. Yes, sorry, before I forget, let me quickly say this a reminder to my viewers. This Sunday, we want to have the board member from the state of North Dakota, Mr. William Manning, will be our special guest on Sunday to discuss an array of issues with respect to our community, but his subject is unity. I mean, I know it sounds cliched, but it's important. It's hackneyed, but it's important. And so he will be here to poke some ideas forward, how we can solidify our union. You have to understand it's united Sapo. That word united is in the unity. So how can we solidify our union? And so Mr. William Marlin will be our special guest on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central. Will be the time he will be here to talk to with the honorable man. He's coming also to be the national vice president. So he has some ideas that he wants to bring forward. And so we'll be quizzing the honorable man to see what he has in his intellectual repertoire. All right, let's get to our entertainment and we'll be out for the night. I just wanted to put out a quick reminder.
I'm
Yes, we want peace and unity. Love is what brings us together. Let's love each other, guys. Have a good night.